I just realized I don't have our little papers. I gotta go grab them. But we're live. What's up? What's happening, everybody?
Hello. I feel like I'm in a cave. We have our stuff piled on both sides of us. We're in this little love seat in Dad's office here in Oregon. We're still visiting Katie's family.
Just go over tiny
so
bit.
We're I have nowhere to scoot.
Oh, okay, right there. Yeah, we're busy and we're trying to like run around and make everything happen. And then I have to like, because we don't have two screens to work with, I have to like bring up the chat on here because we're going to be trying to share our screen. I wasn't sure if we're going to be able to. So you guys are getting like the crazy.
You're getting the janky version of the show.
You say the janky version?
The janky version.
Inappropriate
version.
Inappropriate.
Weirdo. All right, go get the papers.
I think that's working. Okay. So we'll see.
So hi all. I have to actually look at the phone. So if I'm looking down more, I apologize, but I have to look at the phone to see the chat, to see you guys. So far, we've got a lot of people waiting. We got like 57 people in the chat so far, or watching live at least. So welcome in, as they say. They say it an awful lot here, actually, every time you walk into a store. So I think, Katie, it's not just the hipsters. I think it's everybody. So
everybody what?
Everybody says welcome in. I've been noticing it now.
See, now that I said it, you noticed it, don't you?
Everybody says it.
Yep.
So we're here visiting Katie's family. We visited the parents. We're staying with the parents. We've got Binky, the sister, here. She's in our live studio audience here on the other side of the room. She's holding up the chat and applause and laugh signs. And we went to visit Grandma yesterday. Grandma's doing great. Grandma Donna. And we went to a great meetup yesterday.
Yeah, it was really fun. There were probably like 50 people there.
Yep, there was a great meetup that Wade from Wade's Ventures and Chaz and Trista from Side Hustle Pros, they put together a Pacific Northwest, kind of like a Portland meetup. It was at a bowling alley. We met a lot of nice, cool people. It was fun. It was a good time.
It was super awesome.
Katie hijacked.
Hold on, you guys. I can't even handle it. He's my favorite Corey.
He's back.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna need a minute.
She needs a minute.
Okay, it's our favorite Corey. We haven't seen you in like 5 zillion years, and
Katie thought you may have like died or forsaken her.
Anyway,
Corey, about the same.
So Corey is my favorite Corey 111815, way better than 111814 and all the other Corys before him. So Corey just busted out a $9.99 super chat. I don't even know if I can say because I'm crying too much. Corey, seriously, super, super awesome to see you.
We missed you.
And here you go. Super chat. Super chat, yo. Corey, you're my favorite. And I missed you. Anyway,
right,
seriously.
She is not well.
I'm okay. Anyway, and then Corey's like, hey guys.
Sup?
Anyway, Corey, thank you so much. And yeah, so this show, we kind of had to like throw everything together because again, we're just working from a laptop. We've only got the one screen.
We usually have two screens. It's technology. I feel like we're in the dark ages today.
Yeah, we didn't know if we were going to be able to get everything together like we normally do, but I think it's going to happen. Binky was going to be on the show, but now she's decided she's going to be in the studio audience. So if you hear any tick, 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 that's her like tapping away. Like she's right over there.
She's chatting.
What's going on? What's the problem? You don't know your own password?
Sign into my YouTube so I can read the chat comments. Take it in.
Well, you should just be able to go to the YouTube and watch even if you can't chat.
How about we do tech support another time?
How rude. I'm just like getting over my high from seeing Corey for the first time in forever. And now here you are jumping all over my parade with your rain. Anyway, good to see you all, you guys. Oh, Sandy says hi from 57 degrees Vegas.
Well, that's better than the 35 or whatever it was when we left
snowing
3 days ago.
Well, it was snowing this morning here. I'm a little worried, though, because it's supposed to get down to the 20s here. And our flight on Tuesday morning, we're flying out at 6 a.m. So I'm a little worried it's going to be icy.
So, Sandy, you and Dorothy are running the meetup if we don't make it back for Tuesday night, just so you know.
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll let you know.
Pretty much. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and do our numbers. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this because, listen, guys, I have had, like, for some reason, my last week has decided to completely go, And so my numbers are real sad. So why don't we start with yours, and you can
just to make you guys.
Well, let's celebrate your amazing numbers, and then we will go on.
I feel guilty now. Look at this. This is
I made her buy me breakfast.
I had a good week, and I'm happy that I had a good week. I've had a good week the past 3 weeks in a row, and I'm kind of excited about that. And now she's making me feel guilty, guys.
Yeah, pretty much. Sunny, the low 20s. It's not the smallest violin. It's I want to be able to fly home. So if it's like really bad and icy, my parents live an hour south of the airport. So
we have to be at the airport at 4.
If the roads are super icy here, that's going to be an issue for one thing. And then as far as like, I don't want to get stuck here beyond the day that, the time that we're supposed to be leaving. So
we're running our meetup is Tuesday night, and we get in at like 6, 7, or 8 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday morning. We've got to ship all of our stuff and then go right to the meetup. So now
the nice thing,
maybe it wasn't well thought out.
The nice thing with how little I sold this weekend, it wouldn't really make that much of a dent if they were all late a day. Whereas yours, you'd have like a bazillion late packages. So show us your numbers.
All right, so it's not printed out. It is printed, but it's not printed entirely. So anyway, so for the week ending yesterday, I had 41 orders on eBay, 7 on Etsy for a total of 48. Total gross on eBay $22.45, Etsy $5.64 for a total for the week of $2,809.
What? Are you kidding me? Come on! That's ridiculous.
But again, as you know, I sell a lot of hard goods, so my shipping was high. My shipping was $348. I did charge shipping on some items, so I did add that into my total sales figures as well. Total cost, amount of money brought in total. Promoted listing fees were $41. And then total fees, which includes the promoted listing fees and eBay and Etsy final value fees, is right around $360. My cost of goods were relatively low for $165. So my net profits are right around $1,936 for the week, and give or take $10 to $15 in either direction, just because I don't calculate my fees to the penny. I do just round it to about 12%. So it's a little bit less on Etsy and it's right about on the money on, so if anything, I actually overestimate my fees. So my average sale price was $58, which is really good. Look at her making faces. She can't even let me have a moment, not one. So it was a good week.
Go seriously, Karen. She shouldn't feel guilty for great sales, because I certainly don't. I mean, I feel bad if my sales are bad, but I don't. It's not like I'm like, oh, you need to have bad sales with me. I would much rather her have amazing sales while I'm having bad sales. Preferably, we'd both be having great sales, but that's okay, because then I can just be like, hey, Miss Moneybags, buy me breakfast, okay? Okay.
And I bought her a giant beer at the meetup yesterday. Seriously, we each had one beer, and I think the thing was like a 48 ounce.
They were huge.
I don't know why they were so
24,
big.
But they were really big. Anyway, so we'll go into my numbers. I'm telling you guys, like she was basically, her net was 2,000. Her net beat my gross, guys, by a lot. Anyway, here's
I'm sorry, did someone just post that Elton John died? What?
Wait, what?
What? Stop the presses. Did that seriously happen?
Are you saying that Elton John died and now nobody cares about my bad week? I guess that makes sense. That's super sad. What does even happen? I think it's got to be
that can't be true.
I don't see anything.
I don't see anything. It's gotta be.
Who's telling us these horrible lies?
Don't be messing with me.
Who said it?
Wolfson, guys. R.I.P. Elton John. I'm devastated. What?
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to my horrible sales, guys.
Somebody let me know if that's true. I don't have time to.
We didn't see it. Well, we just looked at the Google machine. Anyway, 21 sales for the whole week on eBay, 5 on Etsy, a total of 26. Like, that's like nothing. Total of 26. And my gross on eBay, 1,000. What does it say? 1,060. Etsy, it's 249. So my total gross is 1,309 and 10 cents. Yeah, I'm not forgetting about that dime, guys. And my shipping, 166.05. My promoted listing fees between both eBay and Etsy, $70.83. My total fees includes the promoted listing fees, $227.92. My cost of goods, $205. And then my total net sales, look at that, it's a sad number. Sad number for me, for what we usually do. $710.13. My average sale price is decent, $50.35. But even that, she beat me even with the average sale price. What? So yeah, you're buying stuff for a while now. You're taking care of everything now.
Apparently,
Yeah.
I'm going to be the new sugar mama.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway.
Okay, everybody says he's alive and fabulous. Well, good. He is fabulous.
Yeah, he's retiring.
Somebody kick that troll out. Do we have a wrench in there?
Yeah.
Get out. Get out.
Yeah, you don't mess with that. But by the way, guys, question for you. Quick poll. Elton John or Billy Joel? Who do you prefer? Elton John or Billy Joel? Who do you prefer?
Billy
Joel.
How about you? Billy Joel.
Me too. Billy Joel, right?
But I love them both for different reasons.
I like them both, but Billy Joel, I prefer his music better. That's how I feel about it. Alexa says you want them out for the lies. Anyway, so that was how our week went. Again, hers is ridiculously amazing. Mine looking pretty rough, but that's okay. I'm just going to keep on listing. Haven't been able to do a whole lot while we've been here. I've done some sell similars. I did list one new item this morning. Can you believe it? Just one.
I haven't listed or done sell similar on anything.
Yeah, I just did one. But as soon as we get back, we will get back right into it. Anyway, what's going on over there? What are you doing?
Dana is apparently forgetting that we have a live show right now and is messaging me while she's outsourcing and was very excited because she found her first and her second Johnny Was item.
Yeah, we're gonna turn that over. Turn that over because you can't. You don't know how to actually multitask. You think you do, but it's not true. Rude. Anyway, yeah. See, Jen Lee says that's a tough decision. So those are our numbers.
I saw Elton John and Billy Joel in concert together. Yeah, they did that tour like 3 times. I only saw it once, but that was an amazing concert. Somebody just mentioned that. That was actually a really good show.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into our sales highlights. This is where it's going to get a little weird because we only have the one screen. So I think for a second we'll go into like a weird Twilight Zone where it's going to go into like warp speed. Let me share the screen here real quick. What is happening over there? My sister's like picking up the entire.
She's put it really so we can see it.
There's the chat.
I can see the chat from that far away.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice.
She's got the text open this big.
Yeah. See, watch. Whoa, everybody. Whoa. All right, here we go. There, I did it.
Oh, okay. So this is mine. Okay, so this is a pair of Kate Spade shoes. They're in excellent condition. Oh, I actually almost kept them. They were just a little too tight on me because I'm like an 8.5. I paid $7 for these. I did take an offer and I sold these for $85.
Stop the show. Stop the show. Why is Angie telling us to stop the show?
Stop the show. Angie needs coffee.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Oh, Jen Lee asked a question. Do we guys do our numbers Saturday through Sunday? Yeah, it's Sunday.
The last day was yesterday.
Sunday through Saturday.
Yeah.
So we
doesn't count today.
We don't count today's.
All right. So anything more to say about these shoes?
Nope. That's it. They're Kate Spade. R.I.P. Kate Spade.
Kate Spade. R.I.P. BBD. All right. This first one, really the only reason I'm showing you this is because, first of all, because I had some rough sales to pick from this last week. Secondly, because I sold a I say vintage, but it's 2003, but whatever. So what? I say what year it's from. So I'm calling vintage when it's 16 years old.
You're a liar. Okay? You're a liar.
But it's
false advertising.
But I put in there the date, so it's not really lying. But anyway, and I say retro, but I sold this T-shirt for $42, guys. Like what? What's up with that?
Nice.
So this
worn, faded, distressed.
Now this T-shirt, I got this in that box of all those T-shirts I got from the guy in that Facebook group. And honestly, I would not have previously picked this up to sell. Now I actually most likely would have picked it up to trade into Buffalo Exchange. But seriously, I sold it for $42. I don't know what is happening, but it's... Yeah,
Shannon, vintage is 20 years or more according to Etsy and online. In the real world, it's actually 25, but according to online sales, it's 20.
Yes.
So she lied.
But I didn't lie. I put the year 2003.
She exaggerated.
I didn't say it was vintage 90s. I said vintage.
I do believe someone said that was clickbait.
Yeah, I put 2003.
Total clickbait.
It's not clickbait, though, because it says 2003.
She's never wrong.
So get over yourselves.
She's never wrong. Just listen
to her. But I'm just saying, like, it literally says the year right there, 2003.
Biggie has made a sign that says liar.
It says liar. We can't show it because the screen's not. Anyway, I don't usually do that, but something like this where it's like off by only a few years and it's whatever. Yeah, whatever, guys. So I'm rationalizing it. All right, here you go. Here's yours.
Okay, so I picked these up. Oh, this is actually kind of funny. I picked these up at Buffalo Exchange, and I think I showed these in a haul a couple weeks ago. So I only had them listed for about a week, maybe less than a week, which means I probably priced them a little too low because they rolled into my 25% off sale. I got an offer for them for $40 yesterday, and we were out at the party, so I didn't respond to the offer because my phone was in my bag. And by the time I went to respond to the offer, they had already sold for $59.96. They rolled into the sale. I paid $15 for them, I think.
Ridiculous.
And they're faded. They're like super soft because they've been washed so many times. So
that's some fancy stuff right there.
I like them actually. If I wasn't so busty, not that I could wear medium anyway, but if they were a little bigger and I wasn't so busty, I would love to wear overalls, especially the big baggy ones. They just don't look good on somebody of my body type.
Whatever. You can do it with like one strap.
You've said that before. That's not
cool,
that's
man.
not a good look.
Whatever. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. Anyway, here's so I have a couple of vinyl sales to show this week. This is actually the second one of these I sold. I sold another one last week. So I do collect. Generally I do all men's clothing. But I did recently start reselling movie soundtracks on vinyl because I'm collecting them. And so what I've been doing to support my own habit is I allow myself to buy stuff for my own collection, but I have to also buy to sell. So like when I go shopping, I always pick up a couple of things that I can go turn around and resell. So basically I don't want to be spending money on, I hate spending money on myself. I just do.
She's super cheap.
I am super cheap. So I wanted to get this particular album, and so what I did is I actually ordered 3 of them because they were only like $21 each.
What's going on in this picture here? Why does he have rings through his fingers? Like, that's pretty gross looking.
Because he's like, you have to watch the movie and then you'll know.
It's gross.
But he's one of the scary monster guys in the movie. But anyway, I bought 3 of them. They were $21 each. I sold one for $70 last week, and I sold this one this week for $71. And I actually ordered some more because why not? I'm going to keep selling them. And then I have one that I kept for myself, which actually is still listed because I listed all 3 because they're numbered limited editions. And so you can see right here. So I figured like I just list them all just in case for somebody like maybe 13 is their lucky number. So I listed all 3 of them. But anyway, so I paid what, $63 for 3 of them, and I've already sold 2 of them for $70 each. So sweet,
good deal.
It's called Ghosts of Mars. It's a John Carpenter movie from the 90s.
And Sandy, those were pants. Those are overall pants, not shorts. Yeah. Kara says my boobs will eventually get longer, so I'll be good to go on the overalls. That's probably quite true. I'm already there, honey. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, Jen, totally be on the lookout for cool movie soundtracks. But I will say, generally, when I go to thrift stores, usually they don't have anything good when it comes to records. Usually it's a bunch of like old stuff that's just not really worth getting.
Sandra just said 13 is my lucky number.
Hey,
wicked 13 vintage.
See?
So,
See?
So for somebody that means something.
Yeah, I generally have to go to record stores, but this I bought new. Generally, I have to go to record stores to find the good stuff. So. All right, next one.
Adam asked who bowled the best, Katie or Vicky. We actually didn't bowl. We were too busy chatting. And Wade was bowling a little bit. There actually was not that much bowling going on. There was more talking than bowling.
People were bowling. We weren't really paying attention. I saw Wade bowl a couple times. I did make the joke that there was one thing Wade has not found in the storage unit, and that's a good bowling game. I think I'm pretty funny.
If anybody was watching Wade's channel, he went live for probably the first half an hour to 45 minutes of the meetup, which was really boring because it was just people walking in. So there weren't a lot of people watching, but Katie did take over his laptop.
I hijacked his live show and we put on our own show. And then I actually, during the live show, he's wearing his bowling shoes. So I stole one of his left Timberland boot and I actually gave it away as a prize. So
to someone in his chat.
Somebody in his chat. Basically, we asked the question, whoever answered it first got to win. I think it was like Cindy Y, wasn't it? It was who won. Basically it was like Wade had to send them his left Timberland boot or something of equal or greater value as a prize. So we're going to make sure that he does that. Anyway, what's this?
Okay, so these are a pair of boots. I think I might have showed these last week in the chat. Again, these were listed for about a week. I paid $10. They're brand new with tags. They're that nubuck leather, so they're very they scratch easily. They have all those Mars and natural marks on them, which I do mention. You can tell by looking at them, but they are new. They have the tags. They're all that kind of stuff. Paid $10 for them, and they sold for $75. but they are also going to Canada. So paid shipping, Canada. I will save money on pirate ship too.
Yeah. See, Adam's exploit said that it was boring. He watched a little, and it was just some young guy bowling and people chatting. And that is why I hijacked the things. I'm like, who wants to watch a bunch of people standing around talking and you can't even hear what they're saying? So that's why I hijacked it, and I was trying to entertain. So I feel like I was making a difference, you know?
You took one for the team.
All right.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of people watching. He just had it going so people could see that we weren't there.
Yeah.
We weren't,
I mean, he didn't even
talking.
I went to look and see if it was up there today, and he didn't even he deleted the video.
Yeah, I don't think he even uploaded it.
Any point to do it. Anyway, all right. My next one is another album, and again, so that I've sold this week. So this is the First Man soundtrack. It had been out and it sold out, and so they restocked it, and it again sold out within a couple hours. So I went and I bought 2 of them. I bought one for myself and one to sell, and I think they were $30 each. So I bought 2 of them, and I sold within a couple of days. I sold one of them for $90. I actually went, I'm going to lower the price some here. I went and jacked it way up because like I said, it was $90. I jacked it way up because I'm trying to decide if I want to keep the other one or if I want to sell it. Right now it's so high that nobody's going to buy it at that price, but I haven't entirely decided if I'm going to keep it or sell it. Cause it's like, you know, this is a newer movie. It's not like I'm married to owning the soundtrack, and maybe I'd rather have $100 from it than, I don't know. I haven't made the decision yet, guys.
That's why it's so high. So if it sells for $174, you're like, all right, I can part with
it. Exactly. But like I said, I sold the other one I got, and it covered the cost of both of them. So again, that's my plan. That's my game plan. So
Sunny said something about those style of shoes will be famous for a while. I don't know what you mean. You mean the Timberlands that I sold? Oh, above the ankle boots, like the Chukka boots. Yeah, they've been around for a long time.
Yeah. So guys, this is just like a little advice for anybody out there. If there's like some hobby that you have that you want to be able to take part in, but maybe you don't want to like spending the money on it, find a way to have it pay for itself. And
well, thrifting in general is like that for a lot of people. They go and find things they like for themselves, but they also find things to sell so they can support their thrifting habit.
But I mean, I could say, well, all of the stuff I find is to sell, so I can use that money to spend on whatever I want. But for me, it's specifically, if I'm going to buy a record, I need to buy at least another one that I can sell to cover the costs. It's more direct. All right, next one for you.
So if you follow me on Instagram, again, I apologize because I have started highlighting some of my sales throughout the week on Instagram. So you may see duplicates when we do the show on Sunday. But if you follow me, this is part of the lot of vintage Commodore stuff that I purchased. I showed it on a haul. I did separate everything into like 4 or 5 different lots. I've sold 2 of them so far. This one sold for $225 plus shipping. And this sold the other day while we were here. So I think it sold on Friday. I haven't shipped it out yet. It's going to cost probably close to that $39.95 that I charged for shipping.
See, and how much did you pay for this right here?
I paid $11.
So you bought this as part of a lot, and then after that you went online and you ordered this and paid another $11.
Just so I could test it.
But because you were able to test it, you were able to say it worked, and they also get that power pack along with it, and you were able to sell it for a lot more.
And they asked specifically, this person that purchased it asked me many questions about what I know about it working, how it was tested, what parts of it were tested. And I was able to answer honestly and say, this is, you know, and I said it in the listing, but it was he asked some very specific questions. So I know that he's aware of exactly what the condition is, and it's not going to come back.
Yeah. Sunny, I think that's a great idea. I should start buying extra tacos with my taco and then go and sell those tacos for double cover the cost of my tacos. Very, very smart. Binky thinks you're funny. She's giggling in the background. All right. Next one for me is this snorkel survival parka jacket from Sears. Now, I will say I accepted an offer for this. I probably could have sold it for this full price, sale price, but I accepted an offer for $90. I thought about countering with $100, but you know what? Honestly, my sales have been so bad the last few days that when they offered $90, I'm like, you know what? It's fine. I'm going to sell it for $90. This is a super awesome jacket. And whatever, I don't need to make 90 is a good flip.
What did you pay for it?
Maybe $10 at the most.
Okay,
so it was a good
10
flip.
into 90.
Whatever. Sometimes when your sales aren't rolling in and you get one, you're like, I can live with that. It's gonna have to be good enough, and I don't need to hold out for more. So I'm sure you've done that before.
I have, for sure.
But yeah, these are really awesome. I just learned that term. I think I mentioned it in the last show. I just learned the term snorkel because I was looking
super excited because now I know it.
I was looking up for comps, and I just happened to see that word snorkel. I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, is that
zipper hood?
I'm like, is that really? No. It's that's a different kind of one. This one, it's like when you zip it up, it closes over. Basically, when you put the hood up all the way and zip it all the way up, it's like your face is through. You're looking through a snorkel.
It's like the Eskimo looking.
Yeah.
Right. So it's got the fur around the face, so you see just the face.
Cartoon called the Snorkels, and they had like a weird.
Yes. I remember those.
And so that's like a legit keyword you can use, and because I know like all the ones that we're selling for a lot had that word in there. So just for future reference, guys, use that as a good keyword because people do use that for searches. All right, next one for you.
So this is another one that I showed in a haul video 2 weeks ago. This actually sold within 2 days. It sold for what you see there, $399.96.
It's crazy.
Plus they paid for shipping. Again, do not ignore vintage electronics.
Can we talk about though where it went? Where's it? Where did they buy it from?
Oh, it went to another country.
It was going to,
I can't remember.
It was some really small island country.
Oh, really small country in like
in the Caribbean.
Not Guam.
Not Guam, but it's in the Caribbean.
Yes.
So they paid, how much did they pay for shipping? Because it wasn't $20.
No, they paid, I think it was like $80, and it did cost me every bit of that because this is like six to 7 pounds. So it cost me $76 to ship it. And I did insure it.
I can't remember where it was going. Anyway.
But this I actually paid nothing for. I had them throw this in when I bought those big knitting machines. Remember, I was hardcore negotiating.
Yeah, remember? She was like, listen, here's what I'm going to pay, and here's what you're going to give me, okay? Okay. Hip Flippin' Mama says, hopefully I'm getting my hands on dozens of single stitch vintage t-shirts of Bob Dylan, The Stone, CCR, and more. I hope they're in great condition. You know what? Even if they're single stitch of all those t-shirts, great condition or no, you could probably sell them for a lot because generally they can be in ratty condition and still be worth a lot of money.
And Erin asked, does the jacket actually say snorkel anywhere on it? No, it doesn't. That's just a style.
Look it up because I actually Googled it because I'm like, I don't know if these people are just like saying it because they saw it on one listing and now they decided that's the word to put in there. So I actually Googled it because I didn't know that was a thing. But somebody actually said earlier, Junk Jones said I had a snorkel in the 70s, most were green. Yeah, so if you go Google it, you'll actually get more information about what it is and why it's called that and stuff. Yeah, see, Junk Jones, when you zip up a snorkel, only your eyes and nose show as if you had a snorkeling mask on. So, hey, learn something new every day, guys.
And yes, it's like Kenny from South Park, someone said. It's exactly right. Sunny, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so, and then if you follow me on Instagram, you already know I sold this, but those 3 Pendleton things I had gotten and shared a couple weeks ago. Yeah, there were two robes and then this smoking jacket. And so if you remember in the video, if you watch the sourcing video, if you remember, I was showing these to Vicky off camera and you couldn't see what I was showing her. You could just see her reactions. And when she saw this one, she said, oh, that's not worth that much. And the reason she said that is because when she just saw it for a split second, she thought it was a blazer. Because
like a sports coat blazer.
Because here's where it matters with like Pendleton. Some stuff is worth more than other stuff. And just a straight up Pendleton blazer probably wouldn't have sold for as much. But these ones specifically, they call them like smoking lounge jackets. And you can see it's got like this extra little pocket up here.
And it has the 2 pockets in front too.
Yeah, 2 pockets in front and then this little pocket up here. These I mean, I sold for $105. So basically, I think it was $395 is the total. I did one robe was $150, one was $140, and then this was $105. So $395.
She sucks hard. It's
for 3 Pendleton items, and they all sold within about a week of having them listed. So totally nuts, guys. Totally nuts.
She's a total bitch.
Absolutely, total bitch. All right, next one for you.
Okay, so this is, again, I talk about vintage a lot, but this is a vintage item that sold on Etsy, and it sold for $69.95. You don't need to go look it up. I can tell.
Well, I'm going to show anyway because I just like keep showing people. And for future ref, use the flippertools.com and you just enter this in right here, and you can see what the sold price is. And so now we can see if she's a big liar or not. So $69.95, guys.
So it sold for $69.95. I paid $3. This was in a set a big lot that I purchased from a reseller friend in Massachusetts. Again, vintage stuff will sit for a long time. It was priced much lower in my store on eBay, but I cross-post on Etsy, and I put things up even more expensive on Etsy, and it's a very different customer. So they could have purchased the same set on sale for about $34 on eBay, and they paid $70 on Etsy. Going to New York, I believe it's going to a prop department in New York.
Very cool. I like it. All right, so my first Etsy one I have to share here is this awesome Chevrolet racing jacket, which I'm not going to show in today's haul, but I actually found another Chevrolet racing jacket this week when we went thrifting on Friday. Not the exact same one, but it has the huge embroidered back. But anyway, actually, I don't remember exactly how much I sold this one for, so I will go ahead and flipper tool it. Let's see. Yeah, so if you ever want to look at somebody's store and you want to look and see like what kind of stuff they've sold and find out how much they've sold it for.
Especially if they have best offers on a lot of their stuff, or this is
Etsy. They don't do best offers.
I know that. For other, you can look at eBay, not just Etsy.
Yes. I was talking.
Always correcting me. She's always correcting me.
Well, because I'm talking about Etsy right now, and you can go look at someone's store, and if you scroll down, it'll actually say how many solds they've had, and you click on that, and you can see all of their solds, but none of the prices will be there. And so this is I sold this for $70. I got this jacket from the same guy I got that Queen T-shirt from. I bought another little mini bundle, and it was this jacket, one other racing jacket,
Jeff Gordon,
and that was a different bundle. But this bundle, it was this jacket, another jacket, a third jacket that I gave to Vicky because it actually turned out to be a women's like kind of denim plaid jacket, and then a T-shirt. And I paid $40 for all of those things, and I just sold this jacket for $70, and the other one should sell for a similar amount. So not too shabby.
Yep. See, Sandy knows you. She called you. Just ask. Katie is always right. Just ask her.
Yep, pretty much. Anyway, okay, so next one for you.
So this may look,
I know, right?
Let's
get down and dirty, guys.
So this may look familiar. I did show this as a sold a few weeks ago. It had sold on eBay, and I had taken an offer and sold this for $75, I believe, on eBay. It came back. They returned it.
Apparently, how much? 75?
Sold it for 75.
Let's see how much.
So it came back. I relisted it, and then it was relisted earlier last week, and then it ended up selling on Etsy for
not 75, 120, bitches.
Which is why don't be afraid to take returns.
Yep.
There was nothing wrong with this. It was vintage. It worked. It was tested. It plugged in, turned on, all that stuff. Not that I tested it, but I turned it on, and that was enough.
It's okay, guys. It's okay that it's not an after dark show. Everybody's at church right now, so we can say whatever we want.
Yeah.
Hey yo, except my parents. They skip church today. They're heathens. Okay, anything else to say about this?
No, I just wanted to say don't be afraid to accept returns. Generally, when I get a return, I'm going to tack a little bit of money on for the inconvenience of accepting a return, and I will resell it. So
Sandy says they used it, they just weren't satisfied. Sandy! I think you've been hanging out with Allison Big Thrift too much, apparently. All right, so my last one is this 1989 NCAA Final Four t-shirt featuring Illinois, Michigan, Duke, and Seton Hall. And this was actually an awesome new with tags from 1989. I love this kind of stuff. This is like, I love these old, I love these vintage like 80s and 90s sports stuff. What's going on over there?
You asked me before if I had sent you 2 links to the same thing, and I did not. I sent you a link to something else, but we don't have it to show.
Okay.
So
sorry.
But it's the blanket. It's a good one.
Oh, the blanket? Well, we can go ahead and we can grab it.
You're gonna have to find that.
Oh, you're dying about Suni and Cheryl.
It's Sunny.
Sunny.
Suni and Cheryl.
That's funny. Anyway, this final four t-shirt. Let's see. Let me show you real quick what I sold it for. And this is why I love t-shirts, guys. Whoa, I went to the wrong spot. This is why I love t-shirts. This is why I love them. I sold it for $60. A vintage, new with tags, dead stock, new old stock, whatever you want to call it. Sold it for $60. This stuff sells like hotcakes. I love it. I love finding it. And that's what we got. But why don't you pull it up on your phone and we can show it. And I'll go ahead and stop sharing here.
Okay, we're going to pull it up on our phone. I'm going to show it on my phone?
Yeah. All right. It's going to be awesome.
All right.
Yeah. Here we go.
Hi.
Anyway, sorry. Well, because I must have clicked it twice or something. I don't know.
I think you clicked it twice.
I made a mistake, guys. But remember that blanket that she showed at the last haul show last week. With the majestic, friggin' majestic eagle
swooping in with his claws.
Yeah.
The San Marcos blanket. It was king size. It was listed for 2 days. It rolled into my sale that I started right before I left, and it sold for. Can you see that?
$172.46. What?
Plus shipping. I paid about $6 for it.
What?
Yeah,
totally crazy. Totally crazy. No, I never make mistakes, you guys.
It must have been my
I
fault.
create learning experiences.
Oh, Jesus. It must have been my fault.
No.
Cheryl, shut the F up.
Yeah. Sorry, Cheryl. Sorry about it. But seriously, guys, I hear people saying, I saw somebody saying something about they need to get their Pendleton stuff listed. Listen, if you have stuff sitting around that's going to sell for $100+, what is wrong with you? I'm here to shame you. I'm here to death pile shame you and say, get that stuff listed. At the very least, listen, if you have a death pile, the next time you're going to take pictures sometime this week, go through your pile and pull the stuff out that is the higher value stuff and do that first, okay? Quit wasting time. Get that stuff out. At least get the most expensive stuff, the stuff that's going to bring them the highest dollar amounts. Get that stuff listed first. Don't let it sit around any longer.
Pull out your 5 most expensive things.
It's
5 highest price things. You know, and again, I keep talking about blankets. I joke about it, but I have literally sold 3 blankets in this last week for over $300 total. I did not pay more than $5 for any of them. Well, I think that Eagle one might have been $6, so I lied. Yeah. I'm a big liar, just like Katie. So I think I paid $6 instead of $5. But yeah, it's a ridiculous. Yeah.
That was the sign my sister was holding out. Anyway.
So get on your blanket game. Blankets and vintage electronics. And again, it's not every single DVD, VCR combo that is worth money. The model numbers are right on there. Look up model numbers.
Yeah. No, we don't travel. At this point, we do not travel to help with death piles. But I'm telling you, one of the things I just said was go through, pull out the stuff that's the highest price. Do that for one thing. Secondly, if we can't convince you to stop buying stuff, at the very least, like I had a backup from after I was injured because I wasn't able to take pictures and lists and stuff. And so I had a pretty big pile that was piling up. But once I was able to go out and start sourcing again, I still went sourcing. But what I've been doing is making sure that every week when I get done with my sourcing day, I'm taking pictures of everything I sourced this week, plus some of the pile. And so it's slowly getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And so it's like you got to come up with some sort of game plan where you're moving forward and you're shrinking that and not just letting it sit
See,
around.
Cheryl's got it. Vibrators and blankets, lock them together.
There you go.
Yeah, Angie, I saw your post earlier. Sorry, it went past too fast before I could say anything, but she said she found 3 beater lacks and a Woolrich plaid red and black hunting jacket. Nice sourcing this weekend.
Nice. So let's get into our haul. We're in Oregon.
So no hard goods for me, guys. Sorry. I have only I have 1 plush that is not a hard good, but just because we're shipping everything home, so no hard goods. So you're gonna get clothes from me today too.
So we're in Oregon. We're in a tiny, tiny town called Sublimity. It's only like about 2,000 people live here. But we're about.
Think of like there's literally 1 stoplight in the whole town. There's no schools. They bus the kids into schools in another town. It's like
we don't even have a stoplight. We literally have a 4-way stop.
Yeah, it's a really small town. It's super cute. It's it's like
we just had lunch at the little tavern that's literally 1 block away.
The one tavern.
But anyway, so we're about 15, 20 minutes east of Salem. And then we're about an hour south of Portland. And, a lot of people think like, oh, Portland's the place to go do the thrifting. And listen, when I lived here, because I lived in I lived in Silverton before I moved to Vegas, which is just north of here, but we're at my parents, which is where I grew up. And I did 99% of my thrifting when I'm sourcing here in Salem, because Salem, I'm telling you, there's less competition. There's some amazing places to thrift at. And it just wasn't worth it to drive up to Portland and deal with traffic, deal with all the other people. And so we went to 8 different stores on Friday.
We went with sis.
We went to with sister. We went to the Bins. And then from the Bins, we went to Union Gospel Mission thrift store. And then we went to Goodwill. And then after Goodwill, a regular Goodwill. And then after the Goodwill, we went to the Humane Society thrift store. And then we went to Blast Off Vintage, which is a really cool local store that's sort of like, it's sort of like a Buffalo Exchange, but much more indie. And they do their own sourcing. They don't buy there. So we went to Blast Off Vintage. Then we went to another Goodwill. And then we went to Salvation Army. And then Valley Village, which is just like Savers. So that's 8 that we did on Friday. And then yesterday when we went up to Portland, we did stop at another Goodwill. And on the way up there without Jessica, sorry, Minky. And then we went to the Red, White, and Blue, which is an old school thrift store that's been there for a bazillion years.
That was right near Grandma's house.
Right by Grandma's that my sister and I grew up going to as little kids with my mom and my grandma and my grandpa.
Yeah, what'd you think, Nikki?
She liked it. It was a little crazy because it was 50% off day, and it had already been open for a few hours, and so I think probably a lot of the good stuff was gone.
It was really picked over, but actually they did have a lot of stuff. It was packed, but it was also packed with people. Yeah. So it was a little.
But I did make a sourcing video on Friday, and so that I'll put that up sometime this next week. And if you are ever planning on traveling to the area, I'm telling you, I mean, what was your take on thrifting in Salem?
It was really good. There's a lot of good stuff. I was surprised considering it is a very populated area. It's considered a major city. So I would have expected stuff to be pretty picked over. They had a lot more stuff. I wouldn't say they had better stuff necessarily than we find in Vegas. I love thrifting in new cities anyway, but they had some really good quality stuff. A lot of name brands that I passed over that have good profit margin, especially for you Poshmarkers. Maybe not the ridiculous profit margins that I tend to go for, but still really good that I would have picked up if I didn't have to pay to ship home. So there were tons of stuff I left behind. I was really selective. That had to be something that was a big wow for me to pick it up because I knew we were shipping it. But there was tons of bread and butter stuff that, was real readily available.
Yeah.
So now I understand why when I see these hauls or that other people do from the Salem area or the Portland area or on Instagram and all these tags and stuff, I'm like, I never find that stuff in Vegas.
Yeah.
The bread and butter stuff is just not really around in Vegas. It's either real cheap or real high end. There's not a lot of in between. And there was a ton of the in between stuff here.
So Sandy says, which place did you have the highest hopes for, but were disappointed? Honestly, okay, here's the thing. For the most part, I'm going to show you the stuff I found. I didn't find anything like crazy. I didn't find any crazy grail pieces for myself.
See, I did.
I found
knocked it out of the freaking pot.
I found a decent amount of stuff that I'm happy with. I wasn't disappointed at all. But this one over here found crazy good stuff. Crazy good stuff. So even if I didn't necessarily go find anything out of the control, I felt like everywhere we went, we were finding good stuff. So.
I mean, we found so much good stuff that we're shipping home. 2 huge boxes, 2 boxes, 18 by 18 by 24 will be being shipped home.
Packed
as soon as we finish the show, actually, we're going to pack them up, weigh them and ship them out FedEx home. So
yeah, for sure.
So hopefully we get them in the next couple of days. Cause I want to start listing stuff.
Yeah.
You want to go?
All right. So do you want me to go first?
Sure.
All right. Let's see. I got a few jackets. So actually, I'm going to start with what I found at the Goodwill bins. So we went to the bins because Vegas bins, they're really small. The clothing part of it is very small. And so I just I started out going to the bins, and then even towards the end before I moved here or moved to Vegas, I would always start my day at the bins and just be there for maybe 45 minutes before moving on to regular thrifting. And so I just wanted her to see what a bigger bins was like, to see how she would like it. And so I only ended up getting one thing, but it was the one thing that was totally worth finding. And I think that was pretty much the same case for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, so Erin asked a question. Does Oregon have a lot of old vintage stuff? Yeah, it seems like it does, kind of like the East Coast, like where I'm from. I think coast to coast, because they're both older areas of the country, tend to have more vintage and antique things. There were tons of things that were vintage. I really tried to not even look at the hard goods because I knew I would be tempted to buy and want to send home, and I knew it was going to be too much. So I really did stick to clothes and shoes this time because hard goods are my love. So It's just plenty, it's plentiful in stuff for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So Sandy wants to know, is shipping them home cheaper on FedEx or paying them to be on the same plane? Well, honestly, I mean, we can always look and see like how much it would cost to add them onto our flight,
because we're only going Oregon to Vegas as far as shipping. Shipping is going to be much cheaper because we actually are flying back. I think. Are we flying back? Spirit?
Yeah, Spirit.
Which everything costs an arm and a leg. Like you have to pay for your own breathing air on Spirit.
By the way, I just got an order on Etsy. My sales have been so bad, guys. This is like a dream come true. What did I sell? Oh, I sold a sweatshirt for $36. That's okay, I guess. It's nothing to sneeze at. All right, so here's my one find. This is the very first place that we went.
Someone said, shout out from Klamath Falls, Oregon.
Yay!
I don't know where that is.
Way south, but very, very cool. All right, so the one thing I got at the bins is this awesome nice heavy down puffer. And it is a vintage 90s Polo Ralph Lauren with a zip-off hood, awesome army green, olive green, whatever you want to call it, color. So this is the only thing I picked up there. But you know what? We were there for a half hour, 45 minutes, and everything was, I think it was, what, $1 something a pound? I don't remember how much it was.
I don't know.
$2 a pound.
I paid for it, so.
She paid for it. But I should be able to sell. I mean, it's Polo Ralph Lauren and it's down. I'll probably be able to sell it for a couple $100 at least. So I'm pretty excited about it. Why don't you show the one thing you got at the bins? Or you got a couple things, didn't you?
I got a couple things at the bins. Sorry, it's kind of all in here. Hold on.
We're in a different space here, so it's a little hard to kind of navigate.
Okay, so first thing I found at the bins. Mind you, I've never had a good experience at the bins. I've been like 2 or 3 times in my life.
That's why I wanted her to come to the bins so she could see it. Oh yeah.
A vintage Burberry trench.
Yep. And how much is that going to sell?
Boom. It's going to sell for probably about 150. It's not a huge size. And yes, it is authentic because I did do all of my checks on it. It does not have a belt loop. So I thought at first it was missing the belt, but this one does not have a belt loop. It's just the standard vintage trench. I paid what? $3 for it because it was by the pound.
And the thing with
it was in a picked over bin that had been out for a while. It wasn't even like the one that just came out fresh.
And on top of that, neither of these jackets that we found have tags in them because they both were donated directly to that Goodwill outlet location. They were not in regular stores and they were not passed over. These are both things that were directly donated, which is why you find such great stuff at the bins.
See, exactly, Jen. How on earth does a Burberry coat end up at the bins?
Because that's exactly what I'm just saying.
People, I don't even understand.
That's what I'm just saying is that people donate to Goodwill, but sometimes they donate to the outlet store. And I don't know how it works in other states, but in Oregon, half the stuff that comes in there is directly donated and goes from somebody's car. Throw it into those bins, and then it gets wheeled out, and that's how you find crazy good stuff. If you go to the bins that they have at Savers, the Tropicana Savers, you're never going to find stuff like that at that bins because you can find like some decent bread and butter stuff if maybe it was priced too high or whatever. But otherwise, you're not going to find crazy good stuff that's going to sell for $100, $200.
Yeah, not at all. Okay, so the other thing that I picked up at the bins is this vintage mohair lion. Again, I paid about between $2 and $3 for him. I'm about 95% sure it's a 1950s, 1960s Steiff. My only concern is that he does not have the button in his ear. So I've got to do some more research on this. It may or may not be Steiff, but it really looks like a Steiff. It's in the style of Steiff if it's not Steiff. But either case, he's worth at least $100 if it's not Steiff. If it is Steiff, it's a couple $100.
Yeah. Lazy Walk and Pee. Yeah, we call it the pound store too, because actually my sister, she has been going to the pound store or the bins for years, way before I ever started reselling. And she would always talk about going to the pound store and try to get me to go with her. And I never went until I was a reseller. So really, Jessica, he started it all. You started it. Cool. All right. Do you want me to go?
So yeah, see, someone else said Steiff. I mean, I'm actually going to get some advice from my friend Mandy Kennett. She's in Canada.
Oh, Mandy.
Mandy is definitely a Steiff vintage bear and plush specialist. specialist.
Okay.
I do think is stiff and that the button is just somehow not in the ear anymore. So I'm going to double check a couple of things. But on first glance, I knew it was vintage. I knew it was mohair. I knew it was worth picking up for $3 either way. So I'm pretty excited. So that was my stuff from the bins.
All right, so we're probably not going to go in order now, but I'll just say where I happened to get whatever it was that I got. This one, I think this is this Goodwill or is this the, I don't know. I think this might, I can't
That's
remember.
a Savers or
Or
Valley
Savers.
Village.
Savers, yeah, Valley Village. Yeah, I guess I can. I just got confused.
She had a brain bleed right there.
Yeah. This is just a really big kind of Reebok bomber jacket. It's just a really cool jacket, and I paid up for it. It was $23.99. I did get 20% off because the awesome thing about Valley Village is it's the exact same company as Savers, and if you are part of the rewards program, your points it's all connected. So we had 20% off points and stuff like that, and so it was $23.99 plus 20% off. But it's a really nice size. It's got the huge embroidered spell out on the back. It's just a really cool jacket. I should be able to sell it for, I think I'll be able to sell it for like $60 on Etsy or something. So sweet vintage Reebok. You just go, Oh, Binky's over there like looking up comps for us.
I know.
And what did she found out?
She's looking up
just like that one kind of.
Yeah, there's one that looks like it that's listed as a stiff. That doesn't necessarily mean it is one, but
yeah. And so then here's the other thing that I paid up for. This was actually from Red, White, and Blue.
Red, White, and Blue.
I paid full price for it, so I probably paid a bit much for it, but it was $25, $24.99. But it's a really nice, the brand is Tri-Mountain, which we've talked about this before. There's certain brands that are often used by companies for like their employees and stuff like that. So Tri-Mountain is one, Port Authority. What are some other ones? I always forget. Anyway, this is for this company, Sims Racing. Let's see, it says Sims Racing, faster than the law allows. Ron Sims Bay Area Custom Cycles. So this is from
California,
from San Francisco. But look at this. Look how freaking amazing this is. All embroidered, the skull. It's Bay Area. I mean, this is just a really cool racing jacket.
Yep, like, Antigua. Andrew says Antigua. Yep, that's another one.
But this is one of those, it's sort of like, I'm trying to think of what you would call a style of jacket. Sort of like how they do like
almost like a mechanic jacket, like a Dickies canvas.
It's like real heavy quilted inside. Really, really nice jacket.
It's like a Dickies canvas, like their duck jackets, they call it.
Yeah, like that. But so I just decided, you know what? It's worth $25 because I honestly think I could sell this for at least $100. So
yeah, Allison says $25. Mind and budget blown.
I know, but it's just a really cool jacket, and honestly, I hadn't gotten a lot of jackets here. Like I think those are the only. I think there were a couple more that I got, but for the most part, hadn't gotten a lot of them. And I just thought it was a really cool jacket. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to pay up for it because I like it and I want it in my store. You want to go show a couple things?
Yeah, I'll do a couple things. So I did get these yesterday at the Goodwill. I will talk about. I did show it on Instagram, and I did not bring it in the room, but I finally found. The one thing I really lucked out with here is Pendleton shirts. So I did end up with a lot of Pendleton shirts.
They're everywhere.
A couple of them I paid up for. I did find my very first board shirt, which I did not bring in the room to show you, but it is on my Instagram account. So that was a bucket list item for me. I had never found one. For some reason, everybody finds them except me. It wasn't a super old one.
It helps to be in the Pacific Northwest.
Right. It wasn't a super old one. It is only from the 90s. It's not one from the 50s or 60s. 50s or 60s can sell for a couple $100. This one will probably sell for 75 or 80. I paid $20 for it, but it's a good size, extra large. So I'm kind of excited about that. But I actually kind of really like this Pendleton too. This is another one. It's probably around from the 90s as well. It was assembled in Mexico. So that's one of those signs that it's from the 90s. But it's just a plain black Pendleton wool shirt, but then it's got these really cool suede patches on the elbows. So I paid $15 for this. I'll probably sell it for 50 or 60.
There's no such thing as finding a Pendleton shirt in Oregon and only paying $1 for it. the stores know what they have. They price
Right.
all of them up. Unfortunately, they price up the ones that aren't even worth that much.
I actually don't think $15
okay.
was too far. I mean, I left one behind that was just a plain Pendleton that they had priced at 15 that I could probably only sell
and
for
the board
like 30,
shirt,
35.
You paid 20 for
I paid 20 for it. So it's not like they had it priced low. I did pay up a little bit for it, but I don't think it's too bad to go from $15 to like 50 or 60 or from $20 to go to 75 or 80. Especially when it's a shirt and it's lightweight, you don't have to worry about you're going to lose a ton in shipping or anything like that. So this is something else I picked up yesterday. It's a brand that I'm not sure if people know about. It's one that I relatively recently learned about. It is a higher end brand. It's called Scotch and Soda. I'm just going to show you the label on that. So basically, this it wasn't too much. It was $6.99, reasonably priced. It's just like a sweatshirt. It's like a slub knit, they call that. SLUB, I think it is, or it might be 2 B's, I'm not sure. But it's just a green basic sweatshirt. Paid $6.99. I'll probably sell it for about $45, $50.
You're talking about a brand you didn't know about before. Let's talk about real quick. How have you been learning new brands lately?
Oh, so I learned new brands through Instagram. So we may do haul videos frequently, and there's plenty of people who do haul videos on YouTube and talk about all different types of items. Not everybody talks about brands, but I've been learning about brands on Instagram because it's really the posh sellers that are really into the current brands as far as especially women's clothing. And these posh sellers, the whole thing is to do this little flat lay with all the labels showing for these different brands of things that they find from their hauls. And that's where I'm learning brands that I may not have ever heard before. So it's like the kids. The young kids are teaching me the new brand names.
Well, and you'll go look, you'll see a picture and it'll have all these labels and you'll be like, I've never heard of this brand before. And then what Vicky will do is she'll go look it up and actually look at comps
and look at sales.
And then she'll be like, holy crap, like I've never heard of this brand, and they're all selling for $60, $75. Not, I don't know about that one exactly, but
no, this one's, I mean, it depends on what the item is. It's kind of a basic sweatshirt. So the Scotch and Soda, like I said, $45, $50 or so. Depending on the item, it could sell for more because it's, a decent.
But that's what you've been doing with brands, and like that's how you're kind of like picking.
And that's how I, certain things will stick in my mind. Like I'll look at a tag, and that's how I'm learning different Anthropologie brands and things like that.
We actually have a question from the live studio audience. Yes, ma'am, what would you like to know? Ma'am?
That Scotch and Soda, is that vintage or just a higher end brand?
It's not vintage. It is just higher end. Yeah. Or more current, I guess. So I go on Instagram and I follow, lots of people that are resellers. Plenty of them I don't know. A lot of them don't even sell on eBay because a lot of the poshers, they're into these brands.
And we have no intention of selling on Poshmark. She doesn't sell on Poshmark, but just because you don't sell on Poshmark doesn't mean there isn't something you can be learning from them. And in this case, you're learning brands.
In this case, I'm learning brands, yeah. And I'll take a look and I will see what they sell for, depending on what the items sell for on eBay. And if it's high end enough for me to pick up, I may add that label into my repertoire and just have it in the back of my head. If it's something that they pick up and it's the consistent stuff that sells for $30, $35. Now, maybe not necessarily those bread and butter brands, but something that's a little higher end has been sticking in my head. Like I think I picked up something that was C by Chloe, which is a brand that I had never heard of before until I saw it on somebody's page on Instagram. So that's kind of how I'm learning a little bit.
Allison said made in Amsterdam S&S is a bolo. Never heard of it.
That's what this is, made in Amsterdam. It's Amsterdam Couture.
All right.
Scotch and Soda.
Oh, that's what she's saying, duh. Scotch and Soda. And then, so Karen wants to know, how do you ship home? And real quick, Lazy Walking Pea, we flew, and so we are going to be shipping this stuff home. So how are we shipping it home? And she said FedEx home delivery.
Yeah, it's going to be FedEx home delivery. It's going to be the cheapest for us because we're only a couple states away. Priority actually wouldn't even be that bad, but the boxes are pretty big. So we're going to a little bit more bang for the buck. It's probably going to cost us about $50 to ship the 2 boxes home, which is not that bad if we were shipping them across the country, like we did when we went to Rhode Island last year and thrifted and sent everything back. We went to visit my family in Rhode Island. It cost me $250 to ship everything home.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Jen says that she does the same thing. She binge watches poshers on YouTube and she just like skims through to see the brands.
I do it on Instagram. I don't have time to do it on YouTube.
All right, can I show a couple things?
Yeah.
All right, I got a couple of sweatshirts I'm gonna show. Again, I only got a few jackets, got some sweatshirts. I got a bunch of t-shirts. For the most part, nothing mind-blowing. So again, this was from Red, White, and Blue. It was 50% off today. So I got, this was $4. So I got it for $2, guys. This is a vintage 90s. And it's actually, hey, Allison, look at this. This is from Alaska. Look at this. It says Relax, Alaska. And it's got an amazing walrus on the front of it. I love it. I think this is an awesome sweatshirt. I love anything like animals and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like it sells really well. And this is like just an awesome old school.
Awesome. You said it like 7 times. It's awesome.
How dare you?
Yeah, I dare.
I'm not going to show you something mediocre.
It just needs a sweater shape.
Look at this. Cool. This is okay. It's anything but awesome. Anyway, this is from Blast Off Vintage, which again, I love Blast Off Vintage.
Blast Off Vintage.
Blast Off Vintage. Great place to do some vintage shopping. They also sell skateboards there and whatnot. So I paid $13 for this. You're going to pay up. It's similar, like kind of like a Buffalo Exchange. Like I said, only locally owned, and they don't buy stuff from people that go outsource. In fact, one of the owners, she does a lot of her sourcing at the bins. But look at this. Oregon State Gymnastics, Oregon State University. This is from 1989. And I think this sweatshirt is beautiful and awesome.
It's beautiful.
Awesome. Anyway, look at that. Look at that.
Stop.
It does need fur. It does need some serious sweater shave action going on. But otherwise, it's in really good condition. It's just, I'm just going to have to zen out and be like, there's something satisfying about doing like a good sweater shave on a sweatshirt that's all pilled up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I would say it is? It's awesome.
You're ridiculous.
It's rad. It's awesome. Anyway, I think all I have left is t-shirts. So you want to go ahead?
Yeah. So what else do I have here? Oh, another brand I picked up. I've got to authenticate this one. It's kind of like the Bape. So Bathing Ape. It's one of those brands that's highly counterfeit. So I need to be able to figure out if it's authentic or not. Again, I just pulled it off yesterday. I haven't looked anything up. I don't know if it's real or not yet, but it's a brand called Teddy Fresh, which is kind of a current streetwear brand. And it's,
cool, man.
It's just a long sleeve t-shirt that says Teddy Fresh, and then it has it spelled out on the arms. I paid $6.99. I took the risk. If it's worth it, if it's genuine, it's probably like $60, $65 t-shirt.
At Red, White, and Blue, they had some cool streetwear stuff that was behind the counter. But man, when they know they have something, they get a little crazy there. Mm-hmm. There was a Supreme t-shirt that maybe I would have been able to sell it for, I'd say $150 tops. They had it priced at $250. $250. There was that brand Machino hoodie. It was a women's hoodie. They had that priced at $150. It was half off, so $75. But I looked at it, but I didn't think that there was enough meat on that bone to make it worth buying.
Definitely
$75. Yeah, their prices, some of their stuff, they had an amazing leather bomber jacket, but they had it priced at $250. And I'm like, I wouldn't even be able to sell it for $250 online. So I'm like, I don't know what they are thinking, but whatever.
So this was one of our stops. This was my best haul for the day. So this was one of our stops.
This was one of our stops. This was the
I was just gonna say it was unscheduled.
It was unscheduled, and what did I do? I went off the road. I was like, hey, look at that. Same thing with Blast Off Vintage.
That's true. Mm-hmm. So basically, Katie didn't end up buying anything here at this store, but I was looking at one of the racks in the front, and I happened to see this little jacket up there, this plain little black windbreaker, and then I saw this little
doodaddy,
this little
doohickey
on one part of the jacket. So I said, oh, cool, Lululemon. Still a good brand, has started to go on the decline a little bit, not quite as in demand as it has been in the past. But I saw this little jacket, Lululemon. I'm like, oh, this is really cute. Looks like it's brand new practically. $8. They had it marked as men's. They don't have the size. They didn't really look it up. I said, all right, $8, I'll buy that. So I get this one. Just a plain little windbreaker. Feels brand new, looks brand new. If somebody bought this and wore it once, I'd be shocked. Mm-hmm. So there's one. Then I start looking through the rack. Oh, wait. Here's another one.
Okay.
This one is down. Lululemon.
Crispy, as Sandy said, it's crispy.
$8. Oh, wait. Here's another. $8. Down jacket. Here's another. $8. And 3 more.
We gotta keep going. Come on. You keep saying, here's another.
Here's another down one.
And here's another.
And here's another black down one.
You know what I have to say about that? Awesome. I like having Binky here to help me out.
Help with the cue cards. So I bought 7 Lululemon. 6 of them are down. 1 is a down vest. 5 of them are down jackets. They're puffers. They feel like they've never been worn. Clearly, if someone donated 6 Lululemon jackets to a Humane Society charity, they probably didn't wear them very often. And they paid $8 a piece. So I paid $8 a piece. So I'm pretty excited. They're like brand new.
Yeah, I didn't find anything there. The only thing I found there that I liked was this really cool 1994 Super Bowl jacket. But for some reason with that, they felt like it was totally appropriate to charge $40 for it. I probably would have bought it for $20, but not for $40. And so then when I came around the corner and
she's like, why is this it's so expensive?
And saw her with her cart just like piled high, I was like, what is happening? But then I felt really good about going,
yeah, so Lulu puffers, they're all small or extra small, which, you know, it's all skinny bitches that wear that stuff anyway, so we're fine. So I'm going to sell those for about anywhere between 100 and 150 a piece. I haven't looked exactly what the models are, so I'll find that out. And then, yeah, $8 a piece. Seriously, $8 a piece. I'm pretty excited about that. So I found a bunch of good stuff while we were here.
Yeah, basically you had all the sales.
I did.
And you found all the good stuff.
Sorry, I suck. But I did come and stay with your family for a few days.
Yeah, which they're fun. Did you hear that, Jessica? She's acting like that's a sacrifice.
No, her family is awesome.
There.
We're having a good time.
So I
have one more thing to show if you want to, and then you want to show your stuff first, and then I'll show my last thing. Or
yeah, I'll just show my t-shirts first because yours I think are the coolest. Which, by the way, hers it's men's, but it was in the women's section, which I swear you always find the coolest stuff that gets misfiled. Binky wants to add to the conversation about the women who wear Lulu. What's it called? Lululemon. They're skinny bitches. That's what they are.
No, not all of them. I'm just saying a lot of them. They're the skinny little soccer mommies that work out all the time. And God bless them, because I'm only saying this because I'm jealous that my fat ass is not wearing Lululemon.
Yeah. All right, whatever.
I'm just being real. You know, we're all thinking it.
All right, so here's let's see. Here is a t-shirt. I paid $10 for this t-shirt, guys. Got this at Blast Off Vintage. Awesome.
I think we need to make signs for all the time now.
I think this is actually very awesome. And where I could be like,
who picked that out?
Or I could be like my friend Wade and just say it's amazing. You picked it out only because I hadn't gotten to it yet. This is what, let me tell you guys, she's picking up a bad habit of being like, oh, I'm going to cut right in front of you and start shopping and then be like, look what I found for you.
She's so ingrate. She's an ingrate, I tell you. I could have kept it.
So rude. Anyway, she wouldn't have paid $10 for a t-shirt.
No.
Give me a break.
I wouldn't have.
Give me a break. But look at this. Shark Scare. It's got Tasmanian Devil on a freaking surfboard, bruh. And
Tasmanian Devil on a surfboard,
bruh. And look at that shark down there. But this t-shirt, I love it. It makes me happy. It's really heavy too. It's a really cool t-shirt.
Good for you, Cheryl. I'm proud of you too. If you were, she's proud to be a Lululemon wearing skinny bitch. Awesome.
Here is a good. This was from one of the Goodwills, and I love this t-shirt. I don't know exactly what this is from, but I think this is probably from some sort of Jesus event. Because it says some sort of Jesus I don't know. Event. It says Miracles in Motion, and then it's Soberfest 88. So this it looks blue
So
on the screen.
A
It's
Christian
purple.
Jesus, a Christian.
I don't know.
A sober Jesus event.
I love it though. Miracles in Motion, Soberfest 88. It's a beautiful 80s. See, this is how you learn tags, guys. You find t-shirts that have their dated. In this case, it's 1988. That is an 80s Hanes tag. Super cool.
Cheryl says, I wish I had alcohol. My TV screen has been blurry. They've been like a bad dub movie the whole time. Sorry.
No. I would show.
Carrie Berry's mom says an AA event. It's a 12-step recovery event. So see, there you go. It's an AA event, not a Jesus event.
I would show the sign my sister made, but I think it's actually pretty inappropriate. So
don't show that. Please don't.
You see what it looks
That does
like?
not look like a gun. What? She doesn't know how to draw. We cannot show that one.
Jessica, look at what it looks like.
We are not showing. It looks like a 11-year-old boy. Drew
Inappropriate
photo of some male body parts. It does not look like a gun.
I didn't show this one to Binky yesterday. This is actually where's this one? Is this is this Valley Village? Now I'm confused.
That's Goodwill.
No, it's not Goodwill. They say Goodwill on them. Anyway, Binky, what is happening? Check out this t-shirt. It's from the Zucchini Festival, the 1995 Hayward Zucchini Festival. I love it. And then if you look at the back of it, look at the zucchini band. We're playing at the Zucchini Festival.
This is how she is without alcohol. All you people talking about having a drink. She doesn't need one.
I love this t-shirt. I think it's awesome. My sister and I picked zucchini when we were kids.
We are. It's not that it's the well, the feed may be blurry. I can't lie about that. The weather's not fantastic here, but the video, we're not using a camera. This is just a video from my laptop that we have with us, so it is nowhere near as clear as it usually is.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
It's definitely a little fuzzy, and we're using the overhead light, which is just regular yellow bulbs.
Yeah. So I got another cool one that I think if Allison's still in the chat, I think she will appreciate. Another Alaska thing. This is vintage, also a vintage 80s. It says Alaska, the last frontier, the ultimate challenge, and it's dog sledding. So I'm kind of like a Diderot kind of thing. I love it. I think this is a gorgeous t-shirt. I love this kind of stuff.
Oh, our voices are delayed too, so it's a bad dub video.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. And Cheryl says, and yet we were hanging on your every dubbed word. All right, I'm saving. I got one more t-shirt I'm going to show you guys. So listen, just close your eyes and then open them to see the t-shirt, but don't look at my mouth. This is my favorite. This is actually, this shows you what a nerd I am. This is actually my favorite thing I found the entire time we've been here in Oregon. I got this at Blast Off Vintage. For some reason, they had it priced super low. In my opinion, I'm like, what? I would have paid more for that, man. $6, guys. $6. Look at it. Scotty, August 1991 in Nuremberg. Look at it. It's Scotty from Star Trek, guys.
It's a Trekkie convention.
1991. You look at the back, and it says
Warp Germany.
Warp 3 Convention. This t-shirt is, what's the word? Crispy. Say that with a little bit more,
because I don't think it's crispy.
I think it's pretty crispy.
It doesn't feel new.
Whatever. It's pretty crispy. It's not. I don't think it's brand new necessarily, but it's very
crispy is brand new. It's my word.
Please watch my delayed size. Anyway, act a little excited for this amazing t-shirt find. This is the best thing I found all week. There are some Trekker, whatever they want to call themselves, nerds out there who are going to be paying big bucks to have this amazing t-shirt with Scotty on the front. And I love it. And you can go
suck
something. Yeah, something like that. That sounds good.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, this is my last thing. We were talking earlier.
Hold on a second. Betsy September. I'm not going to list that as new. Not at all. It's pre-owned. When I was saying crispy as in it's unworn. It does not feel like it's been worn much at all. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no, the only time we ever say crispy, well, when I say crispy, I mean new, that it feels new usually or looks new. But we usually almost always will put pre-owned unless there's a tag on it and you know. And she's looking at her. She's making fun of me.
Pew, pew, pew.
Ridiculous.
Go
All
ahead.
right, so this is from Savers. I did pay up a little bit. I actually bought 2 of these. I paid $20 each, and they're probably going to take up the majority of one of the big boxes we need to ship home. But they are vintage military parka, like parkas with
Snorkel
for
snorkel
hood. Speaking of the snorkel,
Yep.
so military parka. They're good size. They're in this. They're like for the extreme cold weather. And I paid $20 a piece.
These will sell more than mine because these are like
This
legit
is
military.
legit
ones.
military, and it is vintage. It's probably going to be about $150 to $175 a piece. I paid $20 each for them.
And I love this,
And I
like
got 2.
the mindset that like, oh, there's fur on it, must be women's. Let's put it in the women's section.
Mm-hmm. That's how I found my last one.
Mm-hmm. Did you show both of them?
And I only brought one in.
All right.
Oh, and I brought one more thing in here. I found a pair of vintage made in England Doc Martens with a little bit of a chunky heel.
Allison wants to know, why did Binky draw a penis on that sign? Allison, let's just say,
That's
just
the
say-
better version.
Allison, I will message you the original version, and you tell me which one's better. Okay.
Mhm, mhm. Anyway, I paid $25 for these vintage Doc Martens. These are the D-ring things instead of like the holes. They usually have like the eyelets going up for the holes. So these are the D-ring vintage made in England Doc Martens. $25. I will probably sell these for about 120.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So anyway, I think we did find some pretty great stuff. I think she scored big time.
I really did. I know I did.
We need to, after the show, we're going to be packing everything up and getting our labels on them so we can drop them off tomorrow on our way up to Portland. We're going to be going to Portland to spend the day. I do get to go to, we've decided I get to go to one store to look at records. We're actually, it's going to be fine because we're going to go to Pal Books, which we both love, in downtown Portland. And then right down the street from Pal Books is one of the everyday music stores. And so I want to go there and look at records. So if I find some stuff there, I might have to ship those out media mail. We'll see. But that's like going to be the last kind of.
And we might be meeting up with Chrissy, Frugal Living, who happens to be working in downtown Portland, and she's going to try to maybe meet up with us tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be super awesome.
Coffee or something like that during the day.
Reseller
While we're there.
Revolution.
She's part of Reseller Revolution. She's has a YouTube channel. She's on Instagram. She's a posher, and I think she sells on eBay as well. I think she's mostly posh now.
All right, so we need to get going because we got to get all this stuff packed up. But thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. We love chatting it up with you. We will be back on Wednesday for our Wednesday show, and we actually have somebody that we are doing. We're doing a store review, a live store review on our Wednesday show. So definitely come check that out. You can help. You can help out because when I do put up those live store review ones, you get to see the link to the person's store before the show. If you want to help out and give some tips from the chat, if you want to interact with us, or you just want to learn ways that you can improve your store. But we're going to be doing that on Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Did you have something you wanted to say? I did. I have one more question I want to answer from Sunny. How much do you guys spend when you go thrifting? Do you have a set amount, do you only spend, whatever? I know that I can speak for myself. I don't really have a set amount. I tend to spend around $200 to $300 a week on thrifting. So it seems to be about the same. Sometimes when we do like a huge thrifting trip or something like that, I may spend more on a 2 or 3 day. I mean, we pretty much just buy the stuff that we want to sell. And the thing is, because we're going to thrift stores and we're thrifting, it's not like we're going to a warehouse and we could buy tens of thousands of dollars worth of stuff, but we only have a couple $1,000s to spend. So we got to be choosy. It's like, no, we're picking up everything that we could possibly want to buy. And depending, I mean, if money's a little light that week, we may spend a little bit less. You never know. But generally, it's like we usually just buy whatever it is that we think we can sell because we get it all listed right away. Like sometimes she'll be like, "Oh, I bought too much," because she's kind of overwhelmed by the volume of it. And I'm like, "Yeah," and then she'll say like, "I won't need this source for like 3 weeks," and then literally a week later, she'll be like, "Well, now I don't have enough stuff to take pictures of." And so it's true. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks again. We're going to be out. Just having a fun time tomorrow, and then we're traveling home, hopefully without a flight in the middle of the night. Super early Tuesday morning. But we will see you guys later. And thanks for hanging out with us. We'll love you. Allison, there's no raccoon tail because she wouldn't let me get it.
Why?
Because she's so mean.
Why?
Because it would now be added to the hat and she'd be walking around with a raccoon tail with the hat every damn day of my life.
Bye.